Welcome to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we talk about the Chicago Fire's disappointing draw. We talk about 2 upcoming games for the price of 1, and apparently we are short 30,000 tickets. As you can see, the revolving door cast is with us. Normal members, DPG and Serena, cannot make it this evening due to one is coming back to Chicago and one is having their anniversary. So, picked up off of waivers here is Jaymes. Jaymes, how you doing, bud?
Doing good. USA. Fire fell apart the other day. So, and it did not keep the rain away. So a couple, I'm doing okay.
The rhyming is phenomenal. By the way, I'm FC Neo Tokyo. Jaymes, why bury the lead, man? That's what we're here to talk about is the Chicago Fire. Like, nobody cares what we did over the weekend, which if you watched last week's episode, I ended up not buying the tickets in time, and the show sold out. Anywho,
ooh,
Jaymes, Chicago Fire 3, FC Cincinnati 3. It was on the road. I guess there are a lot of things to go through about this, but first and foremost, what was it emotionally for you to see Tom Barlow on the field?
It was surprising he scored a goal against us. That was the most surprising thing, that he did some damage.
Yes, he did. And apparently, he already, in this season, has more goals than he spent the entire time he spent in Chicago.
Well, good for him. That's awesome. I mean, he started the game. Looks like he got a goal and a yellow card. I mean, like, fantastic stats right out of the Gordie House playbook.
Are you even trying if you don't have a yellow?
I'm sure he comes out to play against the Red Bulls too, but good for him. Good to see. But you know what's crazy to me about this game was, like, it seemed like it was over. It seemed like the Fire had won it, and then they didn't.
Dude, and not only did it seem like, okay, so let's 60,000 foot view. Not only did it seem like they had it tied up or like wrapped up and we won it, but quite literally, I believe this is the best this team has looked this entire season. That was the best soccer they have played, period, bar none, until, well, I mean, I guess the issue is the one guy who didn't play like he's been playing all year, Mbokazi, really kind of struggled. I don't know, Jaymes, if you saw, he gives up the penalty, which stuff happens, and then an own goal, which stuff happens. You just
I thought that was off. I didn't think that was off Mbokazi. I thought that was off of Davila.
Oh my God, it was off of Davila. Oh my God, still Mbokazi he didn't cover himself in glory this game. I got to be honest.
Interesting. But, everybody's allowed an off game here and there because he's been. Otherwise, he's been stupendous throughout the season. Zinkernagel looked great, but how about Hugo Cuypers? 2 fantastic goals. Just takes it, boom, hits it, rips it, and it's like, boom, no question.
No question at all. Like, Hugo, coming off of an injury, like, Hugo, almost the best compliment you can give him is that we tend to not talk about him. We tend to literally forget about him, even in games he scores goals, because he's doing exactly what you could ever possibly ask of him. All the, like, pressing, the goal scoring, like, the positioning, the runs. This guy is the literal full package, which brings up another topic of conversation that's a little bit of a tangent, but this team doesn't need Lewandowski.
Oh, because of
because of Hugo. There's no reason to get Lewandowski.
I mean, you seem to be right. I mean, like, I would imagine he would compliment him tremendously, but we hear in the past that Hugo Cuypers works better in a 2-striker system, but all the same, I mean, that was past stuff we've heard, and Hugo Cuypers, regardless, has produced, regardless of what he's been given. Here's the thing. This game was an away game. They were up with time to spare. They lost the possession game. They also, as far as shots, tons. They poured it on. How many of those were quality chances? At least 3.
I feel like it. Yeah, no, I feel at least 3. No, in all seriousness, like I said, I feel like this is the best this team looked. Now, to be fair, I'm pretty sure, unless I'm crazy, Miles Robinson, this was like his first game back, which is a big deal for Cincinnati. But I'm looking at Hagelin. I don't know who Flores is. Like, their defense is pretty solid. I don't know. I was happy with this. I was so happy with this team. I thought, like, we looked great. Everything was going well. And one Sinkernagel left, and what's his name? Ludd. The left side was oh my god, excuse me.
Atrocious.
Well, yeah. No, but it was that Dithajane guy, the guy whose name I could not pronounce in the last episode. So that's 2 rough goes for this guy who. And then Radanovic, dude. Oh, it was Dylan Borso. That's what it was. Yeah, so that's... God, that happened late. They both came on in the 84th minute. And that... Oh, God. Okay. Anyway, I'm just getting upset. And the best part is I look down at MLS 360, and Cincy is losing 3-2 to New York City. Like, this team was definitely beatable.
So I talked about the offensive stats of Chicago Fire, but here's the major issue: is that the defense. It sounds like the Cincinnati defense was bad. Well, the Chicago Fire defense was equally as bad. 19 shots for Cincinnati, 9 shots on target, 53% possession for Cincinnati. So problems abound for the defensively. And you said Mbokazi had a bad game, but like it can't all fall on Mbokazi.
No, I mean,
Dean, games game in and game out. You know, where is the team to save him tonight? So that's the question. Like defensively, this team is lacking answers to the questions being asked of them throughout the beginning of the season. Offensively, it's been a slow start. We've seen the rumblings of the offense sputtering to life.
I like that description.
These last 2 games?
I talked about the last podcast I was on. Before you get all doom and gloom, we won the last 3 games. This should be a 4-game win streak, but we didn't look amazing doing it.
7 goals over the last 4 games for the Chicago Fire. I mean, that's not great, but almost all wins.
I'll take it.
3 out of 4 wins. And it seems like they just were so quiet to start the season. And finally, they poured it in here against Cincinnati. We saw but the defense let them down. Was it Chris Brady who let them down?
I don't believe so. I mean, I don't believe this was on Brady. Now, I'll say this. I am having trouble articulating exactly how I feel about this because it is on the defense. They did have a poor game. But the defense has been such a bright spot since the beginning of the season, such a turnaround from last year that it's really hard.
Has it all been Mbokazi?
I mean, it's not all.
Has it been a little bit of Elliott? Has it been after he got back from and before his sepsis issue?
I was about to say.
Has it been Gutman, who's been offensively very good?
I mean, Dean struggled again. Dean has had a rough week here. Rough 2 weeks, and it just is what it is. Now,
well, Dean was not supposed to be the starter for this team, and he's being relied on week in, week out because of the injury to Leonardo Barroso, who, frankly, is not looking very reliable right now, and making it so that you thought you had
the best ability, Jaymes?
Availability. Jay Davila with the own goal. How do you think he's been playing over the course of these first 10 games of the season?
I mean,
Jay Davila.
I've been a huge supporter of the kid. I think he makes a mistake here or there. I think, for being honest, I think I think some of the defense had their worst game of the season. And I know I said we looked the best we've ever looked. it's just, it was a weird, I guess it was a weird dichotomy because we crumbled so badly. And that's not usually the MO of this team anymore, to crumble. And so that was a little disheartening, but it's hard not to just chalk it up to like, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Because I don't think they tactically I don't believe they out tacticked Greg here. Like, I'm not screaming for his head or nothing. I just think it's just one of those games we just didn't get the breaks.
What's very interesting to me is Greg's subs used here. Puso Dithajani, Victor Radijovic, Joel Waterman, and Dylan Borso brought in. Meanwhile, left on the bench was US Open Cup star for the Fire, Jason Shokalook, Mauricio Pineda, homegrown, David Pareba, who's shown, a few flashes here and there, Sergio Orahel, who also has been pretty all right and reliable in moments, and mysterious author Josh Cohen.
Yeah, I don't know Josh Cohen, but no,
he's an author.
Orahel
he writes stuff about the strange and mysterious.
Does he really?
Soccer plays.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
I'm making this up.
Oh. Oh my God! No, he took over the X-Files book universe. Anyway,
and now he's writing in Pele and Maradona's Ghost.
The Hand of God, Scully. You haven't heard of the Hand of God? We have to go find it. Anyway,
heard an interesting conspiracy about Maradona. Saying that he might have been taken out, so to speak, maybe accidentally, or maybe on purpose. Or maybe it was some faulty medical care. Don't know. It's alleged.
Dude, Maradona partied too hard to get away with some of those allegations. To be, it's hard. It's hard, man. But no, back to the serious point, and you said it in the first name that you said because it was listed here first. Which, by the way, so Dithajani, again, he struggled. I didn't realize he didn't have that many minutes. He struggled mightily in those small amounts of minutes, but. Why put him in when oh my God. Okay, never mind. It was Red Bulls. Why put him in when you had Shokalook go off on the Open Cup? And I kind of get it.
Is Shokalook a striker or Shokalook like a winger? Because I thought Lod is playing like a wing position.
No, playing a second striker. So Google got this all kinds of screwed up. But Marin Haile-Selassie was out wide on the left. Zinkernagel was out wide on the right take
you need
back.
A John Madden type of pad where you're just
right. I mean, in this lineup for sure. So Gutman and Dean were wide. Zinkernagel and Haile-Selassie were kind of mid with Salatros and Avila behind them. And then Lud and Cuypers were the strikers. So that it just doesn't, it's confusing. They looked good. I'm not going to complain. I know I've got a lot to say about Salatros, which I do feel like it just.
What do you have to say?
You sound like a therapist. How does Salatros make you feel? I just feel like it just. I feel like okay. Oh, and here's the first time we're going to mention this. Bamba missed the game due to personal reasons, which we're going to wait to do the conspiracy thing. Right now, we're just going to do I really hope everyone in his family is okay and everything's cool.
Absolutely.
But in the opposite way that, Bamba is always in the right position. He always knows when to press, when to push, or when to hold up. Salatros is the literal opposite. He's so slow. And then the one thing that got me, there was this half chance that Cincy got that ended up getting back to Brady, and he had to make a save on it. And honestly, it was only a chance because Salatros was too lazy to stick his leg out. He had position, but he was moving and shuffling slow, didn't even lift his leg. Dude does not he's not at the tempo of the rest of the team around him, which is dragging things down, which I directly attribute Zinkernagel's like slow start to the season to Salachos being on the field, and
And
pretty much.
Isn't this guy captain?
I don't get it. He really looks. You know what he really looks like. He either doesn't care.
Roy Kent?
He either just does not give a shit about anything, or he's on that Higuain pack. He thought he was gonna come over here and smoke cigarettes and do nothing and live the nightlife and then still work MLS. And that is not the case here. You got to be athletic in this league.
Oh, I thought you were saying that he has the look of Roy Kent from the TV show on Apple TV, Ted. What's it called?
God, I can't wait for that to come back, by the way.
What's the name of that show, the soccer show?
Ted Lasso.
Ted Lasso.
It's with the only... I play video games, but it's the only TV show I can watch because everything else is so goddamn depressing. Everything.
It's happy TV, that. Watch One Piece. It's awesome. It'll bring you up, dude. It'll lift you up. Watch the One Piece live action.
Fair. You know what? Fair. We were talking about giving that a
chance. I
chance.
got told by my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law. She was like, "Hey, I started watching One Piece live action all of a sudden, and I loved that she tore through it, finished the whole 2 seasons because there's 2 seasons out. Can't wait for the 3rd. Wants to get her kids Lego One Piece Legos. It's awesome." And I gotta tell you, my wife loves it. I love it. It's I mean, bring your wife into it, and like it's awesome TV. It has something for everybody, for the dudes and for the girls, and like real good looking art and real amazing looking fights. and just great story. One of the greatest stories maybe of all time that one of the greatest stories of all time. Cool characters, and superhero powers are done like in everything, and the way they do superhero powers is really, really funny, and like it makes it funny and fun. It's cool. There's crazy dark shit. There's bad guys who you're like, oh shit,
I will eventually check out One Piece. I know you and my cousin, man.
Yeah, and dude, there's tons of soccer players that are fans. It's popping up all over. I know the Klinsmann. But anyway,
oh, God,
but speaking of international stuff,
no, you're moving too fast.
Okay, I'm moving too fast. Stick to fire.
You're moving too fast because we have 2 games to predict and prognosticate and talk about, bro.
Oh, we could do this real quick. For the Chicago Fire. So they have Sporting Kansas City coming up, and right now, actually, betting odds have them winning 70% to 13% to Sporting Kansas City.
You know why, right?
Sporting Kansas City is currently in last place. They have 1 win throughout the season in MLS, so they're struggling. They do not score goals. They have a lot given up, 20 goals against. Looks like worst in the Eastern Conference, or worst in the Western Conference, but not worst anywhere near worst in the Eastern Conference. I mean, Chicago Fire though. I got an exciting stat. If I'm looking at goals against stats and goals for stats here, Chicago Fire have let up 8 goals through 8 matches played. That is just looking really, really nice because they're close with Nashville, who's at the top of the league with 4 goals against. They've scored 12 goals themselves, Chicago Fire. They're a little sluggish in the goals for department, but at least the goals against department, I got to say, maybe they've tightened things up a little bit more visibly, and giving up 3 goals definitely fucks that up because it used to be 5.
Yeah, but the defense has been such a turnaround. It has been nice. Now,
Mbokazi, it's been that is Mbokazi.
What did we say all last year? Jack Elliott needs a friend, and Jack Elliott has found a friend. And now, my only fear is that they're gonna take him from us and sell him.
I think he might be gone. I think he might be gone in
a month from now.
Yeah, like in summer window.
Oh yeah, he's playing for West Ham next season here.
He'll take like a few weeks off in the summer. West Ham will bring him in, and it'll be like boom. It could be something like that. I would not be surprised. That guy is not long for us. He's too dominant. And sure, he had a bad game. Maybe he's trying to throw it so he could stay a little longer. but all the same, I don't think so.
Well, going back, you brought up Sporting KC being in last place in the West. We should win this game. There is no excuse. There's no player on KC that I'm like, oh man, I should worry about. We should worry about. Oh, gross. Ty Baribo just scored. Gross. Anyway, yeah, this should be a no-brainer.
I mean,
slam
the ghost
dunk.
of Peter Vermees lurks behind anything over in Kansas City, all the same. But yeah, they're not. I'm looking at their team. Stephen Cleveland, is he starting for them? Former Chicago Fire. I'm curious. I see him listed. I see him listed as a player. I'll have to look at their recent matches. Maybe I'll get a starting lineup here. They lost 3-0 to the Vancouver team you were talking about. Might be moving.
Yeah, there's a new save a team movement. Apparently, the Whitecaps are being threatened of being moved. And
are the fans coming out because they've had a winning team, right? They had a winning team last season.
Yeah, they got Thomas Mueller right now. They're in first place.
This is my question. I mean, like, are fans showing up? Because here, put yourself in the position of that owner, where finally you have a winning team. You came in second place in the league, and you expect the seats to be kind of, full for this, maybe the end of that season, and maybe the beginning, and maybe the next season where they're you're coming in, you're reigning runner-ups. You expect the place to be filled, packed, more enthusiasm, and guess what you had? You had loss of ticket sales. You had less people signing up. You had people quitting, season tickets quitting. I'm just saying, for instance.
Well, I was about to say, I have to ask, is that what happened? Because I have no
here's
evidence
the other thing.
of either.
Now you have on your platter, you're like, you have 3-4 other cities offering you lucrative packages to bring your already formed MLS team to them, either out of Canada or to a different place in Canada. To me, it's crazy.
What other place in Canada?
What other place in Canada? You're not going to Calgary. You're not going to be named. You become the Albertosauruses, whatever the hell they are.
You said it. Calgary and Edmonton, right, would be the only two other bigger cities. But
yeah, we'll go through the Nahanni Valley, end up in Calgary, and they're just that would just make them absolutely headless. I don't know if you get the reference. Nahanni Valley, headless. It's crazy bit of stories out there in Canada where there's like these people, these pioneers were going to get gold, and they just kept getting popped off by something, and they were like, we don't know what this is. So Canada was like, don't go here anymore. It's got all these mysterious caves above this crazy fast river filled with rapids, and the caves look down on you, and they're scary looking. And yeah, like everybody goes into it. It's like the scary force. It's way off into the scary. Canada's huge with like huge amounts of wilderness just untapped. Nobody around there. It's nuts. Big moose and bears and wolves. All right, getting back on track. Speaking of big wolves, the next team that the Chicago Fire play is St. Louis. Your bros team.
Yeah. So I've told this story. I've told this story before. I've got a buddy who was getting into soccer at the same time St. Louis was coming in the league. He lives in Peoria, so he was like, I'll be a St. Louis fan. So he and I have been to every St. Louis versus Chicago game so far in their existence, whether it be here or there or wherever. And just out of pure respect, because he has 2 kids, he literally showed me a screenshot of his calendar, how it's just packed every single day. And so just literally I told Violet even. I sent him a text. I was like, hey, man, it looks like St. Louis and Chicago are actually going to play in the Open Cup this year because there's no MLS game scheduled this year.
Yeah.
I was like, do you want to go? And I turned to Violet. I was like, all right. So after he says no, I'll see if I got time and I'm going to go. And then literally within minutes, and trust me, this guy, like I said, busy all the time. Sometimes I'll text him 2 days later, I hear back, right?
Yeah.
Immediate text back. He's like, "Oh my God, Tiffany's got the kids. I'm coming up. We're going to the game." So I was like, "Oh shit!" So I go to buy tickets, and first and foremost, this is bullshit. There were 3 seats left in the front row in one of the corners. Because let's be honest, I'm in the supporter section. Cannot bring a St. Louis fan with me. So instead of supporters tickets, I went to get front row in the corner, and they wouldn't let me get them. So I had to get second row, but both were the same price. These tickets were $13 a piece. That's it. $13. Now, I don't know if that's because I'm a season ticket holder or if they're really just that cheap. But my goodness, bro, I could not believe that. That's really nice. Yeah.
And that's great for your buddy coming up. Super cheap tickets, fun. And his team, who's in second to last place, almost as bad as Kansas City. They are just a tiny little bit better. Not as bad, not as worse of a defense. Still bad. Really bad. They're really, really bad, but not as bad as Kansas City. And this is their one hope. So they're going to be putting all their effort into this U.S. Open Cup.
You're actually correct. I didn't think of that.
And depending on him to win this game, we might need another thing coming because you might need to be playing Hugo Cuypers.
I would love to see a strong lineup, but I also would like some shakeup too. But yeah, I would love to see Cuypers in this game if he can. That would be rad because I'm super jacked. This is always fun. And the other cool thing is he always gets he got a room at that hotel there. So I'm just gonna literally leave work at noon, go down there, and we're gonna just start kicking it, get ready for the game. So, we did this. What was that last year? St. Louis came, and that game was at Bridgeview, and he had it was nice because didn't have to fight for parking, just got to come and hang out. But anyway, back to the actual game. St. Louis is different than Kansas City to me. Kansas City has nothing going on. They're sputtering their wheels. It's like Montreal. It's just like, hey, these are guys who play soccer. Boom. Can you do something? That's it, right? But St. Louis is they've what do you call that when you burn down part of the forest? They've done that a bunch real quick. So hopefully it looks like there's some pieces in this ash, right? It kind of looks like, okay, they're going to move toward something now. And so I still fully expect, even with a rotated roster, for us to win that game. But St. Louis is more dangerous than Kansas City, in my opinion.
I think that I feel like I could diagnose St. Louis's problems. I think that they have offensive woes specifically leading to a lot of their defensive woes because I feel like their defense is actually not horrible on paper for one specific reason. They got Roman Berkey in net, right? They also got, it looks like Luke McNaughton, right? Is that Luke McNaughton is one of their starting center backs? I thought he's pretty quality for MLS. Baumgartel, I thought he's okay too. So, and their defense, their goals against was not nearly as bad as Kansas City. It seems like their offense is what's letting them down. Touche over on the wing, Becker, Hartel, Edelman, Durkin, Wallum. It's like they have. It looks like Edward Lowen on the bench.
Well,
their number 10. He's coming back or something.
Yeah, let's be nice to him. His wife unfortunately passed away about a month ago. Yeah, it's rough. Maybe 2, but yeah, he took a couple weeks off, I think, and he was actually. I think was it 2 weeks ago he played. I don't know, but it was really nice. They had it was a lot of touching stuff over there.
Here's the other problem with St. Louis, and tell your friend to tell this to their manager. It's like, is St. Louis Cardinals running this team? The amount of baseball sounding names. I got Becker, I got right here McSorley, Brendan McSorley.
McSorley's a center fielder for sure. 100%.
I mean, that's either a hockey player or a baseball player. That's somebody who swings a stick. You don't
know about his personal life. Stop it.
Sang Bin, that sounds like the hot prospect out of Japan, right? And Cordova, that sounds like somebody coming somewhere out of the Caribbean. It's a baseball prospect. Totland, These names are all baseball players. It's kind of, look at the back right back. His name is Santos. His name is R. Santos. I bet his name is Ron.
Ron Santos.
I bet R. Santos. Is it? Let's see. It's Santos, so it's not Ron Santo, but it's pretty darn close.
Did I ever tell you
R. Santos, St. Louis?
This had to have been what? It was after we were good for a while.
Raphael.
I ever tell you I got it was 2005 and I got a current Cubs jersey, but got number 10 Ron Santo on the back instead of anybody current. Anyway, I don't know.
Baumgartel, that's a pitcher. I'm telling you,
1,000% that's a pitcher. No, listen. I'll say this. You brought up the Cardinals. That's a perfect way to put this. I hate the Cardinals. Excuse me. St. Louis, I'm okay with. They're cool. Honestly, he and I went to a game in their first season that wasn't even against the Fire. It was just oh my god, there was there was 7 goals. But the stadium was cool, the layout's cool, they got these cool bars, there's a dispensary across the street, the tailgate's right there, there's a hotel right there, in the parking lot. Everything is cool, everything is sick. They were really cool. Usually St. Louis is a dump, but honestly, every time I've gone to a game down there, which has been twice or 3 times, all good. Good time. Good people, good time.
Yeah, so I do predict the Chicago Fire win for that one, and it is
beautiful.
I mean, easily. It's going to be at Soldier Field?
No, it's going to be at SeatGeek. Now, honestly, yes, if they lose either, if this isn't a 6, well, it's not a 6 point, but if they don't beat both of these teams, if they don't win both of these games, it'll be a disappointment. They really should. They were good enough to do it. It's a good, we're trying to build something real here.
We're trying to be a top 5 team, and then top 5 teams beat the last place team and then go beat the second to last place team in the Open Cup. They do that. And they do that usually almost no problem. So go out and do that. And if it comes to one thing or another, prioritize the U.S. Open Cup. I mean, versus an early season game. Right now,
I know, but
further in the U.S. Open Cup. Take it.
I think Greg disagrees with you. By the way, I think his priorities
MLS Cup
the
is
league.
probably way more valuable. But I thought that U.S. Open Cup now promises you some sort of berth in some sort of extra tournament, which is extra money. So something to think about. Extra exposure for Chicago Fire. Maybe a chance to go meet a Mexican team like a Club America.
See, no. Well, okay, I was about to say do it when you earn it in the CCL, but I think that's exactly what you were talking about. Anyway, so Jaymes, did you have anything else on the Fire?
Yeah, I do. I have one question, or at least one thing to think about. So here we are. We're 8 matches played into a, what is it, a 34 game season for them? For MLS, they play 34. EPL plays 38. Is that
I believe we play 34. I believe you are correct.
So we're 8 games in. That's actually a significant chunk of the season right there. 8 to 10 games is a significant chunk. We got a fine sample size, and guess what we're seeing? We're seeing Chicago Fire a top 5 MLS team. I mean, the fact of the matter, they're a top 5 Eastern Conference team right now, sitting in 4th place, 14 points. 6th place New England is tied right now at 13. Maybe they could leapfrog them, and New York. Oh, New York would fall. But basically top 6 whatever team. Chicago Fire are looking better than they did last season. What happened last season? Last season they were sputtering from a little bit from start to finish. There's sputters and spurts as the project was getting off the ground for Greg Berhalter. They were waffling between 10th and 6th place at times, finished right there just on the edge of making the playoffs, right? And made it. And then made it further in the play. So had an incredible run this first season. This season, they built. They're sitting in 4th place here, 8 games in. How do you add to this team? Because you got to be worried about Mbokazi leaving.
Yes,
Under
1,000%.
And it's I don't think the transfer fee is going to be like, awesome sort of record-setting money. It's going to be something like 8 to 12 mil, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere
no, you can't let go of the guy for under 8. I like that number, 8 to 12. I was thinking
8 to
I was
12
literally
mil,
thinking 10.
He's a defender, MLS, like you could somewhere in that range. You're not going 20, 30, 40 on him, but like Chicago Fire will get a nice chunk of change for him for I'm sure what they signed him for, which is great. But like unless you have like a great player to bring in and help solidify that situation back there, Greg's got options right now, right? He's got a whole bunch of options: Waterman, Elliott, but you have nobody like Mbokazi.
Waterman's been struggling with injury. I mean, I think we all need to mention one more time how Jack Elliott almost died. Okay, like I would like to just mention that one more time. He is playing soccer and almost died a couple weeks ago.
Losing him is not going to be as critical to this to the end of season push as Mbokazi is, no matter what we say at the end of the day. So if they manage to hold on to Mbokazi through the end of the season, that's fantastic. Fantastic GMing to be like stave off, make the January move. But like I think his value is highest now, and it's like you might want it might be best for all parties. Get that dough right after World Cup. I mean, he's going to be a hot. You know what? World Cup could inflate his value a little bit more.
Of course it can.
The 14, 18. That could push him to 14, 18 million. Here's the thing: he's a smaller center back. He's closer. He's closer to Patrick Kane than he is to Jonathan Taves as far as the height index goes.
I was going to tell you, you go up to that man and tell him he's small.
I mean, yeah, he plays huge. He plays absolutely gigantic. He's great on the ball, great passer, very skilled. Absolutely,
are you fucking kidding me?
Player.
Since Cincinnati did it to New York too. New York was up 4-2, and Cincinnati just came back to tie it 4-4.
So that's what the Chicago Fire GM has to be, and Greg has to be asking themselves, like, what are we going to do when we lose Mbokazi? Because right now we're good enough to hang. We're good enough to hang. We lose Mbokazi, we're gonna fall right back into maybe that 7th to 5th position where we're not necessarily super contenders. Like they're contenders right now. They can get on a hot streak. They have one of the best strikers in MLS. They have one of the best goalkeepers in MLS per stats wise, who should probably be the U.S. men's starting goalkeeper. We'll talk about that later. And then they have statistically some of the best players in MLS on top of one of the best center back. Losing him, though, I feel like that's going to be such a big blow that it's going to make them not as be the contenders that they are, because this team's just heating up. This team's just getting hot. This team has some studs at the front and the back and the spine that are fantastic and some of MLS best.
I really feel like a jerk because that was very well said and you made some good points. But even as you were talking, this team got better. So because of that goal that I just screamed about, that means if the game ends like this with the New York and Cincinnati tied, the Fire in 3rd. No, Inter Miami just leapfrogged us. They must have scored.
Their game's over, or did they just start?
I don't know. Why? Do you know why there's so much MLS going on Wednesday? Like, and thankfully we were left out of this bullshit.
Not sure. That's awesome.
Oh man. Anyway, all right. So, Jaymes, I to answer your question quickly because we gotta get out of here to get to our next segment. I would love to tell you that you have to, despite really feeling good about like Sam Rogers and Waterman and Elliott, that core cannot stay healthy. So like you have to reinvest the Mbokazi money back into the center of defense. Like you just have to, or you're giving up on a chance at a cup. You're saying, I'm too cheap to push for MLS Cup. I mean, and that's just my opinion. You have to reinvest in in a
I'm
center
looking
back.
for the solution right now. I'm going to see if he's going to be coming available.
Processing.
Let me see.
I mean, who is the answer? Like, I mean, there's a couple MLS guys, but you're not going to get them. You know, it's like it's going to get ugly before it gets better, right? You can't just go, give me Miles Robinson. Give me not Zach, what's his nuts? Walker Zimmerman. Like, you can't just do that. But
Greg knows Sergio Ramos, his agent, allegedly.
I would love for them to stay younger.
That's something how you could win the season. Like, you lose Mbokazi, you add Sergio Ramos last 12 games.
You're right.
Last 12 games to get him situated. Then with the playoff push, Sergio Ramos playing out of the back. He's exactly Greg's style of type of passing out of the back player. He doesn't have to play as much defense. Yeah, the other guys are going to have to step up more because Mbokazi's been defensively studly, where Ramos will be more of like a midfielder. I
feel like Ramos is oddly good enough technically to get around the physical, like, of losing a step.
Oh, that's the thing. I think technically, yes, I agree. Might be a couple yellow cards and stuff along the way, a couple cards along the way, but I think that could be great. That could be a potential stopgap. Get him for a season before he retires. Yep.
You know what? I love
it.
With the bang. I love it. And you, listener, if you loved any of this, give it a like and subscribe and comment and all that good stuff.
And tell us your player. If you could bring one player this window, and don't worry about replacing Mbokazi as we're worrying about, but like, bring one player to make this team push them over to the edge. And if you want and feel ambitious, add two. Well, we love to read them. We'll see you guys right there on the flip side of Enemies of the Fire. Make sure you guys punt that like button and, stare into the eyes. And then don't send it a thank you note. Be right back.
Welcome back, you fellow enemies of the fire. We are here to talk about being short all sorts of tickets. Jaymes, would you spend $2,000 right now to go see the U.S. men's national team's opening game in the World Cup? Right now, $2,000. Boom, 2 stacks.
No, and I wonder if people that have spent maybe 2 stacks or more to go see Spain games are also feeling a bit buyer's remorse after hearing the news earlier today about Lamine Yamal tearing his ACL potentially after kicking a penalty kick. I do wonder if that's going to make Spain might drop out altogether. They just might not come. They might just be like, fuck this, we're not even coming.
I love how you deflected. Wearing a U.S. men's national team kit, I was like, served you up like, let's talk about this. And you was like, nope. We're talking about Yamal. Dude, this is devastating. Now, to be fair, it's not like he's the only wonderkin on Spain, right? Like, these guys are young and these guys are good. So this could very well be that World Cup they lose in the final and then come back the next World Cup and stomp everybody, or they could win this thing. I mean, honestly, thinking about it, Spain won the Euros, right? Like, walking away.
They're a damn good team, but I cannot help but think that this will affect ticket sales and interest, because you're telling me that the greatest player in the world, the greatest young player in the world right now, is not able to play in the tournament. Oh, great! We get to see Erling Haaland and Mbappe and Messi one more time. Oh, great! These spoiled soccer fans. I'm just kidding. I think it's gonna be. It should be a hoot, like even without Lamine Yamal. But that is such a bummer.
It's a total bummer. Now, if there's a lot to talk about with that on the field, but if you're talking about ticket sales, that's just reason like 14 of why
there's so many reasons.
Will be low.
This is the thing. It's not just tickets are expensive. It's hotels are super ridiculous expensive. Tickets are super ridiculous expensive. I'm already paying all this ridiculous expensive shit right now. Like, in my own life, before I got to worry about a $15,000 incursion just to go see one, maybe two 90-minute matches between two teams that I could afford to go see and not have to give up my lung, or your pancreas or whatever, or your kidney, whatever the hell you can live without.
If you're rich enough to do this, then nothing matters, right? Like, the only people going to these games, this is going to be how the Super Bowl is, where it's just companies and salespeople taking out other people, proving how good they are. Like, look at me, look at this ticket I got. Like, it's not about who you're watching anyway. So the fact of the matter is, it's going to be just ho-hum people.
They're giving tickets away now. Choke,
I mean, to an extent, but like you still. I mean, they're okay. Perfect example. Look at the Fire game. 70% of those people are there to see the Fire and root for Chicago's soccer team, right? 30% of them are there because their office is doing a fun party, or like they got scored some tickets, so like why not, or date night or some shit, right?
Right.
Whereas like that's gonna be 95 to 5%. Like, listen, if you're a true fan, if you come from another country, let me save you some money. Book a hotel, sleep in your car in a parking lot at Target, then for 3 hours, and then once security comes by, pull over to a grocery store and sleep in that lot for a couple hours, and then go to the Walmart lot and sleep for a couple hours. Like, this is the most insane World Cup in the history. This might be the most insane what's the word I'm searching for? Spectacle in human history. Like, this is the most money siphoning thing in human history. I wouldn't be surprised. At this point I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, we have designed domes for all of the stadiums that didn't have them. So you are going to have to spend a $75 fee for being able to breathe the conditioned air. Like, I am shocked they didn't think of that.
Well, they're already charging for the free fan the fan events they're happening. It's a cavalcade of problems.
Well, you bring up the fanfare, but hold on. I got a question for you. You brought that up, so I want to ask your opinion. What constitutes a tailgate? If I sit in my car 10 minutes to smoke a joint, is that tailgating? Is that not allowed? Is FIFA gonna kick me out? Now, granted,
is tailgating not allowed?
Tailgating is not allowed.
That seems ridiculous.
Thank you. Yes. No, they said tailgating is not allowed.
It's a security risk, but it's like, what are you going to do? People are going to do it.
Security risk.
It's going to happen. People are going to do it anyway. You should. So instead, they're like, we're not going to prepare for this. Prepare for it and prepare properly. It's going to happen, and let it happen. People want to go and have fun. It's one of the greatest experiences of all these communities getting together and putting all their, quote unquote differences aside and just enjoying the game of soccer that brings us all together and having a great time. Even though they're from Germany and they're from Poland and they're from New England, USA, and they're from Italy and they're from Paraguay and they're from Estonia and they're from Lithuania, whatever the heck it is. It's ridiculous. Just
how many hundreds of people with legal visas to come see games are going to get detained at the airport and never get to see a game? How many do you think? What's the over-under? I got 700.
Yeah, that's the other thing. International sales are down because it sounds like international people are having getting here. But the other thing is interest in the USA domestically is just down on USMNT national team. You got Pochettino prancing through a field of flowers, and it's
summertime for Hitler, I guess.
Tweeting out these pictures of him walking through a field of flowers, beautiful, beautiful scene. But man, it was like, what the heck? This is the U.S. national team soccer coach, or is this Maximus from Gladiator? Like, what is going on here? And it just didn't make sense. It makes me maybe Matteo. What is it? Maybe Pellegrino. What is his name?
Matarazzo Pellegrino.
Yeah, he might be the answer next time, but he might not even want to be coming here. He might have bigger sites, going to like Real Madrid or something.
Well, yeah, I mean, we talked about him when he was doing well in Germany, and then he had an off season. Everybody's like, "Well, look at that, he sucks," and now he's doing it again. And, the fact of the matter is that guy connected? Is he a part of the big? Like, it's a big club, but is he part of it? Does he? Does Landon? Well, I guess that's a bad example. Does a Guccion Yewu who works for U.S. Soccer think of that guy? Are they really looking at him? I mean, how much connection does he have with the people involved with U.S. Soccer? Which, again, I mean, I guess who's hiring the coach because Matt Crocker left, which,
Here's the thing, Toke, though. It's not just there's a couple things that matter. It's funny you bring up Landon Donovan, just for a second there. I know he's doing his best to try and change the youth landscape to make it so that it's affordable soccer and for everybody, and to make it so that the best talent in America is able to get through. Because we have a major problem in soccer on the talent level where some of the best talent is not getting through. And on top of coaching, infrastructure, all sorts of other issues. So they got to get a lot of things right, and they haven't gotten them right. And
they haven't got one of them.
And we labeled this golden generation so many years before any such thing is really apparent. This is like the first pancake. They're more like this.
Well, we've talked about this. I even told you the other day I wanted you to find the stream so we could take clips of it. But after the World Cup, despite where the U.S. finished in the 2022 World Cup, I will, until the day of my death, or unless this changes in future World Cups, maintain that despite the finish being the same, the actual soccer was light years ahead of any other World Cup performance. The actual talent in soccer on display that was played was so much better than it had been, despite the result, i.e. getting knocked out in the first knockout round.
I talked about that because I remember talking in the thread about that, because what's different from then and now is that the hierarchy of soccer and the amount of talent in each nation has grown different rates. And in America, it stagnated while the rest of the top of the world continued to get better. And America was right there in the top 15 for a long, long time. Top 20, top 15-ish, somewhere in there, top 20, 25 of the world. With the Englands and the Spains, they're well below, but still, like, with those countries hanging in there. And then a certain point in the last 8, 10, 12 years, there's been a significant drop-off for the entire U.S. international soccer scene, even though we have so much more success. We have people abroad. We have Pulisic. But Pulisic's our best player. Meanwhile, there's a team in England which has a team of Pulisics. And that's their baseline. And they have it's Pulisics on the bench, and they got Pulisics everywhere. They got Pulisics up the wazoo.
Yeah, but there's still so few countries that are like that. There are so few countries like that, and people were winning World Cups before it was like that. And I mean, the thing is, you talk about interest being down. I mentioned this last week in no uncertain terms. These guys are unlikable. Like what?
Yes.
Weston McKennie is so he's super likable, and he does something so stupid. And it's just
Here's the thing. There's nothing political about it, Toke. There's no political angle to this at all. Nobody cares about their politics. It's just they are flat out unlikable. It has to do with their attitudes. All of them, and it also has to do with this. It stems from that attitude. They're given everything and they expect it, and it's like, no, you guys got to earn it.
Well, I mean, it's just. There's been so many false starts. How many injuries has Sergiño Dest had? And you talk about you got to earn it. But God damn it, every time Sergiño Dest is healthy, even if it's for 15 minutes, he shows he's head and shoulders above any other player, right? And same thing with like Balogun. It like anytime he's healthy for 5 minutes, it's like, oh, that's what a real player looks like. So yes, as much as they need to earn it, these guys do/should think that they could waltz right into the lineup. Now, Gio Reyna, I do not get this at all. I don't understand it. I don't know it. I don't get why people want him on this team. He has shown nothing in 4 years. Nothing. Literally, like how many minutes of soccer has he played in 4 years?
And then people go and say like, "Oh, but he's one of our best options." And I'm like, and then you're like, "Why?
Options for what?
From what? Are you watching YouTube like highlights, or are you or from 4 years ago, or are you basing this upon his pedigree? Like, there's something missing here, because what the story that he's been painting and that you're trying to tell me you're reading is not the same one that I'm reading, right? You're with me on that. You're like, what are these people talking about?
Yeah, I mean, I get that there was potential there. There was a raw potential of a soccer player.
Still is, possibly.
It's still a pile of clay, dude. It's not even like a bad looking bowl. It's not even like an ashtray. It's a pile of clay. And they're holding on to
this idea that it's like all of a sudden he's just gonna emerge. Like all of a sudden, like he's like gonna emerge from his chrysalis, like this amazing butterfly, monarch butterfly. Gring! His wings pop out, or he's a bee or something. Whatever, something. It's just not gonna. It's not gonna. It doesn't look like it's gonna happen right now, and it's not gonna happen on the World Cup stage. Like. And maybe it happens for some people.
Cue the John Cena music. Dun, 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 dun.
And that brings me to another thing. And it's the problem with this goalkeeper question.
Ooh.
Every time you're bringing Chris Brady there and you're not giving him a shot, and instead you stick with Matt Turner and Matt Freese, who are both behind Chris Brady in terms of statistics over the past 2 seasons. Behind him. You continue to stick with these other 2 guys instead of Chris Brady. I don't get it. I don't
understand the Freeze thing.
There was time in the last 2 games. The last 2 games they could have given him a shot, and instead they do what?
Well, they proved that Chris Brady. They proved that Matt Turner is not it. That's what that proved. That was his Zach Steffen last go arounds moment, and And I just don't get Freeze. I don't get it. I'm sure he's a lovely human being. If I were to meet him, I don't want any ill will towards him. It just, I feel like, I don't know, man. It's, you have to stop sometimes, look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I wrong? Because it's hard to have lived through, say it with me, Tony Meola, Marcus Hanneman, Brad Friedel, Casey Keller, Tim Howard, Brad Guzan,
all fighters.
I'm missing 2 or 3. Well, no, the Cuypers. There's even guys who couldn't even make the team, like the guy in KC, who was playing in KC forever. Nick Raimondo. We had killers at the goalkeeper position. Even the most scrubby of scrub people that they put in at one point was Sean Johnson. And Sean Johnson is better, at his peak was better than anybody, right? I don't know. To me, it's so beyond obvious watching week in and week out that Chris Brady is by far the best American goalkeeper. I mean, I don't know.
Not Homer bias.
I try not to. I don't.
It might be, but I don't think so.
I don't think Hugo Cuypers is the best Belgian striker in the world. He should be starting. You know what I mean?
I don't think any of the players on the Fire are their best at their position in the nation, short of Chris Brady, who might be, as far as I can see, he's the best American goalkeeper going right now. And I don't understand why he isn't starting. And Pochettino has blown this. This short stint, he's blown this. I'm sorry, Pochettino's blown this. The Federation did not set him up for success.
Matt Crockett blew this.
He was set up for failure. Oh, by the way, yeah, Matt Crockett absconds for Abu Dhabi. Matt Crockett, that guy. Speaking of blowing up in the bad way, and it sucks. Jonathan Klinsmann breaks his neck.
What?
He's okay, but he suffered a broken neck after an on-field collision. So, like, there's another goalkeeper out of the pool for you. Not that he was going to be, making it, but I know that every once in a while he might have been getting a look. But he got injured, broke his neck, had to be taken off the field. But he's okay. That was on Saturday.
Damn, where is he playing? Where is he playing these days?
For Cesena in Italy. Cesena.
Oh, he's been there. Wow, man, that's crazy. That sucks. Shout out to Jonathan Klinsmann. Let's hope everything's okay, man.
And this is the last of our World Cup news before I think that we might switch to some other stuff.
Yeah,
unless you got other stuff. But
no. What do we got?
What did I send to the chat today?
Oh, Yamal. I know I saw that.
Oh, I said Lamal, and then also, apparently the president of the United States suggested to the FIFA president to swap Iran for Italy, or had an envoy go do this recently in the past. Very, very. This is recent news that we're reading. So, what if, because of the state of the world we're in right now, how crazy would that be if Italy replaces Iran? Let's not talk about the crazy, stupid.
The reason why? Well, let's not talk about the. I guess I covered it last week.
Let's ignore the asshole in the room, and then and let's focus on, like, what if Italy replaces Iran? That's kind of crazy. That would be. That would
what's
be
that
great
meme
for
where the guy?
fans,
what's that meme where the
for Iranian fans?
No, it would be dog shit. Okay, first and foremost, absolute dog shit. The entire situation's dog shit. Everybody involved sucks. Iran.
What if Italy's like, no, we won't take it?
They should be like, no,
right?
We won't take it, because literally, like,
right?
I was about to say, what's that meme with the chef who puts like the panini noodles in the gun? He clip, you know what I mean? Like, dude, if even more embarrassing than missing 3 World Cups in a row is getting gifted it because you're a bitch ass, whiny ass country.
Would that be great?
And you get
That'd be
gifted
the craziest.
because the host nation keeps bombing a different team.
Or all of a sudden a bunch of Italians are like, oh, great Donald Trump. Thank you. Oh.
They'd be embarrassed.
That'd be crazy.
I would be
Why
embarrassed.
Italy? Why Italy?
You know why Italy? Because they bitched and whined and cried so
This is the
hard.
stupid reason. Yeah, this is why it's stupid.
Honestly,
speaking of Europe, where the only place soccer is played, officially, EPL heating up. Last 5 games of the season. Actually pretty darn exciting, because it looked like Arsenal had it in the bag until they didn't. And they dropped the last 9 points. I think, I'm sorry. What is it? 6 points, at least what I'm seeing here. Meanwhile, Man City caught right up. They're tied at 70 points going in. I think Arsenal might have the tiebreaker.
No, it's Man City's got the tiebreaker, don't they?
Oh,
they
really?
got the goal differential.
Well, Man City has the tougher schedule, that's for sure. But Arsenal still hasn't had the tougher schedule this entire time and still seems to be fumbling the bag. So that's the question. Will they fumble the bag? What I'm surprised to see here at the end of the season is Manchester United sitting there right there in third. Not any place to snipe things. They're at 58 points. They're well off 70.
But just third place. Third place, and they still look like such a mess. How is this possible that a team
crazy.
in third could look that bad? And
especially
I'm not trying to. I know you're a fan. I'm not trying to throw shade.
I believe, they were like relegation close fodder almost last season. Speaking of relegation fodder, Leicester, we hardly knew ye.
Oh, we talked about this before. Leicester is the listen. Okay, you know what, James? God damn it, you said so much. Okay, first and foremost, we're gonna back up, and I'm gonna say this. One of the most beautiful things is a couple weeks ago, Serena and I were doing an episode, and she said something of like, "Oh, whatever, we'll let Arsenal have it. We'll let them just win the well, let him win the Premier League. I want this or that. And I was like, no, but that's the funny one. And she's like, yeah, but they got it wrapped up. And today, it's the funny one, man. I don't know why. I'm not a hater usually, but boy, oh boy, is Arsenal losing the Premier League one of the funniest things to ever happen in the history
Arsenal.
of time.
I know. Here's the thing. I want Arsenal to win because to me, they're almost like the Cubs of the old. Like they're like these like proverbial underdogs who are like successful in some certain way, but you really don't know why.
The Invincibles were too recent. If you're talking the Cubs, that's Newcastle.
I mean, the Cubs had that too. They had the Ryan Sandberg years. They had the Sammy Sosa years.
Fair.
So they've had their moments to shine. Mark Grace. I mean, they almost went to the World Series except for Steve Bartman. I
routinely say 2003 was the best summer in the world to be unemployed. Anyway,
Mark Pryor, great picture.
So, oh my God, dude, no, don't just say that. It was Kerry Wood, Mark Pryor, Matt Clements, Carlos Zambrano, and John Lester. That was the starting pitching rotation, baby. Unbelievable.
Out of all those pitchers, I've been to some great Kerry Wood games. I've been to some Mark Pryor games, but I think my favorite games to go to were some Zambrano games. Because, man, I love when he got a hit. Like, he just got so pumped up. And Zambrano is just so fiery.
Well, and remember when he played for the Chicago Hot Dogs or whatever that team is?
No, that's hilarious. Anyway, man. Back to Arsenal. Arsenal, it's kind of crazy that they are fumbling it. I mean, so who would you say is their standout player? Is it Saka? Is it Eze? Is it Odegaard? Kai Havertz? He's been probably playing out of his mind, I imagine.
I mean, Kai Havertz has been playing well, apparently. I have not been paying attention. Seriously, I've not been paying attention to the Premier League. I thought Arsenal had it wrapped up. I thought that we were going to not get any fun relegations, and that was it. And then I started paying attention recently. So I don't really know what Arsenal's been on all season. I just think I'm not a hater. I just kind of like to see some teams collapse. I think it's funny. Other teams I like to see win.
I don't want them to. It's sad. It's sad because I think about the fans. The fans don't deserve that. Maybe the team, maybe the ownership, maybe that person does, but like the fans don't deserve that. Come on. We got to let the Arsenal fans win, especially because Man City takes it all the time.
Okay, so Man City.
It's like the Yankees. It's like the damn Yankees. Nobody feels sorry for the Yankees when they lose.
There will be a time when Man City is not Man City. Like, this is still recent. Like, I still remember when they had money and they didn't know what to do with it, and they were like, Robinho! Like, that was it. Right? So, like, I think it's funny. Let's see. This, at least there's a race, dude. They are tied on points. We're sprinting. There's, 6 more games? Or no, there's 5 more games, right? Yeah. So 5 more games, a lot can happen, dude. And now... Speaking of a lot can happen, you brought up Leicester, which brings up relegation. I want to talk about Leicester. Leicester City. What a long, strange trip, dude. I'm gonna tell any fan of Leicester right now, enjoy this moment because it makes all the good ones better. Because when they're back. And they can be like, I remember when we won the Premier League and then we were down and then we were back. It's going to feel so much better. It's going to be orgasmic when you come back. Trust me, it'll be great. And I'm rooting for you because Leicester winning the Premier League is one of, if not the coolest sports things I've ever lived through. I mean, like, the dream team was freaking cool. Like, Bartman was suck ass and horrible, but at least it was like, wow. I think the coolest sports thing I ever saw in person was the, like, Kellen Acosta wind-assisted goal from over half field. But, like, Leicester winning the Premier League was so cool.
Absolutely. And there's something similar about Wrexham's come up, who, guess what, in the very same league is in 6th place currently. Meanwhile, Leicester destined for relegation. That just seems wild.
Well,
Meanwhile, the EPL candidates for relegation:
hold
Wolves,
on,
Burnley, and Tottenham.
before we get to that, one more thing, because you said something huge right there. Like, Leicester is like, so Wrexham, I'm on record as being a fan of this process. I hope it happens. Get them in this playoff and let bullshit happen. But with Leicester going down, you know why they're going down, right? Because of points deduction. And we just got done talking about Manchester City, who has hundreds of charges and like no points deductions. You're gonna tell
I thought they were supposed to get a mega one, or at least that's a rumor.
Supposedly, but like, when the hell is that ever gonna happen? So you're gonna look me dead in my eye like I'm an idiot and tell me, well, Leicester did something wrong. They need to go down to League One. But Manchester City's doing great. Like, no. Here, forget this. Like, that is so bogus. I think it's BS. I think they're it's whatever. Anyway,
you know what's crazy?
I just wanted to say that.
What's crazy about the championship standings to me is what the bleep me there. What the bleep is Coventry? Coventry in first place in the championship, 26 wins. Ipswich Town behind them, Millwall, great old Millwall behind them, Southampton, Middlesbrough, and then Wrexham, Hull City, Derby County, Norwich. Oh, these names are crazy. Anyway, it's just crazy to read Coventry is going to be in the EPL.
Well, you know who's a big piece of that Coventry team, don't you?
I'm going to have to go look right now. I'm looking at players, and let's see. Haji Wright.
They call him Haji Wright, baby. Yes.
Holy shit.
So Haji Wright playing Premier League ball next season, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Wow.
So I know we keep weaving back and forth. And I'll put it this way.
Well, he was second in goals in the league. 17.
I'm with you, my man. The championship looks crazy. I don't think the world is ready for Millwall in the Premier League. I don't think the world can take. I don't even know. We're gonna need the Strait of Hormuz open before that.
That is not as big a tragedy as what we were just briefly mentioned before this, and now I'm looking at, and like I want to cry for these people because I feel for the fans. I don't feel for the ownership, but the ownership, dude. Think about how much ownership has invested in that giant NFL stadium. They're going to need more NFL games to offset the losses when Tottenham goes down to championship.
Listen. There are a lot of teams I enjoy and a lot of fan bases that I rah. I even said St. Louis was okay in this very episode. But no, thank you, Tottenham. You are doing the funniest thing ever. Like, I can't believe Tottenham going down and Arsenal not winning after leading all season.
Oh, it'd be the saddest season.
This is the funniest season.
This is not the Robin Hood season. This is the Sheriff of Nottingham winning, dude. This is Little John and the Sheriff of Nottingham winning.
No, this is phenomenal. Jaymes, we need big teams going down more often. I hold out hope for a day
Tottenham
when
have
a
good
Barcelona
fans.
goes down.
They're not Chelsea. Actually, I like Chelsea. I like Chelsea, but they're not. Who's the worst fandom? Maybe it's Tottenham. Damn, maybe do they deserve this? I don't know. Let us know in the comments. I'm curious to hear your thing.
Don't ask me that question, Arsenal.
What about Everton? Don't they deserve pain? Do they continue to deserve pain? Sunderland.
Sunderland. Sunderland, I don't know how they're doing it. Sunderland's ahead of Everton. They're ahead of Fulham. They're ahead of like a lot of people. And I don't know how that's happening. But Everton, dude, I don't know. I don't know what's funnier. If Everton finishes like 17th every year or if they go down. But I mean, I don't know, dude. I love seeing a big team go down. Tottenham will be right back. Let's not even pretend. Unless they're so incompetent that they just hire the wrong person, Tottenham's coming back. And it'll be fine. Everybody will be okay. Everything will be okay.
All right. Speaking of coming back, I am in the process of going to and seeing onto whatever betting device I own for betting app I own. Typing in World Cup winner, and I've just had such a strong feeling. This is not financial advice, but this is just like,
No,
oh yeah,
kids,
okay,
you can literally fly. No.
all right. I'm gonna put 5 on that. I'll just throw 5 on that. That's all.
$5 on what? On who? Tell me.
My pick to win the World Cup, and it's no sleeper. Oh, you better believe it's no sleeper. It's a favorite. It's a favorite who you didn't think was the favorite. It's Brazil. It is Brazil, dude. So Brazil has Igor Thiago, who's currently second in the EPL with 21 goals, right after Erling Haaland. He plays for Brentford. He is the striker for Brazil. Right behind him, a couple spots behind him, is João Pedro. Forward for Brazil. Danny Welbeck with 13 goals, by the way.
Wait,
awesome to see.
João Pedro is Brazilian and not Portuguese?
Am I thinking of Anton Semenyo? No, he's Ghanaian. João Pedro. Wait, yeah, he's Brazilian. João Pedro's Brazilian.
That's my bad. I'm dumb.
So João Pedro and Igor Thiago. Brazil is going to have a dangerous squad, and I feel like there's a little bit of pressure off of them this year, and it just kind of feels that way. I don't know. The pressure feels like it's on France, maybe on Argentina, right?
No,
maybe always on Britain.
You're 1,000% correct. Nobody's really expecting Brazil because there's been a lot of like Richarlison fighting with everyone, which somehow the best part is he fights with everybody, but yet he seems to be on the right side of the fight. So I'm always agreeing with this guy, even though he literally can't get along with anyone. It's like, but anyway, I digress. You're totally right. Like nothing about tactics, nothing about really even the lineup, just based on vibes of like, oh, they've been terrible for like 2.5 years. They've skidded by in qualifying. They're in shambles. It'll just come together at the World Cup just in time. You know what I mean? Like it does feel like
they got goal scorers. They got crazy great goal scorers. I mean, yeah, you got Kylian Mbappe who scores 3. He scored 3 more goals than Igor Thiago. But who's Vedat Mariki? Have you ever heard of this guy, Vedat Mariki?
I have not, in all seriousness.
Kosovo striker. So watch out for Kosovo. He's the second leading scorer in La Liga. Plays for Mallorca. Vedat Mariki. And then Ante Budimir. Have you heard of him? He's the 3rd highest goal scorer in La Liga. Croatia.
Well,
and then Lamine Yamal, who tore his ACL. We talked about that earlier.
So wait, hold on. It was an ACL tear? I thought it was a hamstring thing.
We don't know yet. It's speculative. It's unclear. Vincentius Jr. Of course, Vincentius Jr. Does he play for Spain? Yeah, he plays for Brazil. He plays for Brazil.
Vinicius Jr. plays for Brazil. Him and Richarlison can't get along.
So Brazil, I think I just found it. Brazil for the win, right there. I really like that.
I mean, more power to you, bud. That's one of those like you're right. There is no pressure on them, and like, I mean, it's just the fact there are so many talented Brazilian players in the world. You can never count them out because like just as much as you could throw a bunch of guys together for like a pickup game and they play amazing. You could get a bunch of Brazilians together and win a World Cup.
The best pickup game players in the world. You're right. You're absolutely right. Get the best. That's why they've won so many. France is currently number 1 ranked. They have a great shot. Yes, they're great. Spain just lost Lamine Yamal. They're already packing it up. They might not even come. We talked.
You're crazy.
About that.
You're crazy. I still think Spain is the team to beat.
They're coming. Of course they're coming, but like they might. I love making. That's kind of a funny joke. Like they'll pack it up. Like, oh, we don't have him. No, they'll go. Maybe they'll go win and maybe they'll go win for him. Argentina with Messi outgoing as his last World Cup. They are a great team, but they're top heavier than like Spain and France, who are more complete teams. Although Argentina is pretty darn close to a complete team. England. Portugal's in fifth ranked. England's in fourth.
God,
those are great teams.
It's the same. It's the literal same story every year. I
don't see how Brazil's not ranked 2 or 3.
Well,
I don't see how Brazil's not ranked right behind Argentina, maybe above England or Portugal.
Well, it's because they finished 7th or 6th or something in qualifying. Like because they've been struggling for a couple of years.
They're in bad form. 2 losses in their last 5. They're in bad form.
They are in bad form. And like I was getting at with England, based on the players and the names, that should be one of the best teams in the world, and they just can never put it together. Never. They're still trying to figure out how to get Steven Gerrard and Frank Lampard to play well together.
But they just lost to Japan in a friendly, England. To round out the top 10, you got Netherlands, the Dutch in 7th. I don't think Austin Powers' dad's too happy about that. Morocco in 8th. Morocco. That's crazy. Belgium in 9th. Yes. Germany in 10th. Below Belgium. Below Netherlands. Germany, typically right behind Brazil in that top 7.
Well,
down
Germany was struggling there. Probably like 3 years ago, Germany was terrible, and then they've started to slowly, if not extremely, turn it around.
And then Ante Budamir's team, Croatia, in 11th. I mean, so you cannot sleep on them. Dude, who is this Kosovo player? Vedat Muriqi. Did Kosovo make the World Cup? He's 6'4".
No.
I got Kosovo. Let's see where they are on the ranking. Kosovo is ranked 78th in rankings in the World Cup rankings, in the FIFA World Cup rankings. Are they playing in the World Cup?
No, they're not in the World Cup. But
wow.
I mean, listen, that whole Eastern Bloc. I mean, I hate to be so generalizing, but that whole Eastern Bloc is starting to get a lot better. You're starting to realize why Yugoslavia was such a good freaking team. Like,
yes,
and I shouldn't say better. They're starting to really a lot of those teams are really hitting their stride, right? Like Croatia's been good for a hot minute, but a lot of those teams, Serbia and Montenegro are getting better. They're really hitting their stride.
Okay, Toke, this is. So I talked about earlier with the silly Iran-Italy thing, but maybe I found a reason why Italy is the team that's being picked. They're currently 12th in world rankings and not at the World Cup.
For the third time in world rankings
on points.
Hold on. I hold on.
That's shocking.
I want to see something.
USA in 16th. Just below Mexico. They just traded spots. Mexico's now in 15th. Colombia 13th.
I mean,
Senegal
I don't care, man. But Italy did not make of course, it's not coming up anymore. But Italy, this is the third time they have not made the World Cup. Italy had a group stage. They had 2 playoff games or 2 playoff rounds they had Bozo, second chance. God, I forget what the name of that game is. Anyway, they had second chance after third chance after fourth chance, and
but here they are,
qualify.
12th in the world rankings because of their wins, the quality wins that they've had. But they're not having the quality wins when they need them in the tournaments. Something needs to change here.
The world rankings are a suggestion. They're bullshit.
Because Uruguay is better than at USA. I'm sorry. Uruguay will beat the corpse of Edison Cavani could come off and they will bury the United States. USA
he's younger than Diego Forlan, and you went with Edison Cavani.
Uruguay, though, is in 17th. Japan is in 18th. Switzerland in 19th. Do you think USA is really better than Uruguay?
I haven't seen Uruguay play in a hot minute. I really haven't.
They're not doing well. They got 3 ties, 1 win, 1 loss. They're doing okay. But Japan is on a 5-game win streak, tearing it up.
They beat the
Switzerland.
US.
I know. Switzerland is in 19th. Denmark. Iran. Hey, wait a second. Iran's 21st ranked in the world. We got to see him play.
What do you mean it's not a fucking conspiracy? They have a third of the amount of people the U.S. has. It's not like some little tiny country.
Yeah, Turkey in 22nd. That's crazy. Iran above Turkey. What's crazy is Italy is not making this World
You're
Cup.
so European brain.
That's just so nuts. Ecuador in 23rd. Austria
is
24th.
a good soccer team. That's why they keep qualifying.
I thought Nigeria didn't make the World Cup. They're 26th in the world rankings.
Nigeria kind of got Italy'd. They kind of kept getting Nigeria kept getting the Nigerian third chance to try and make it. I forget what the whole shebang was, but they pretty well got gifted it. But yeah, no, wow. I'm telling you, I honestly, to wrap it back around, I think it would be a travesty to just give it to Italy. At the very least, at least have a shambolic sham of a game. Have them play somebody else. But it's bullshit.
I'm not saying though. At first I agreed with you that it would be shambolic, but I no longer agree that it's necessary. I can see a case being made for Italy, but this is not the college football playoffs. Right?
Dude,
in the college in the college football playoffs, they're ranking your schedule. They're taking into account of all your opponents. There's World Cup qualifiers, and then there's friendlies. Sure, in these points take into account both of them, but the qualifiers are what count for the World Cup, unlike college football, where it's your overall rankings, right? It's
the World Cup. Asia has X amount of space. Now that we've gone to 48 teams, my whole math is wrong. Plus, there was 3 host nations.
So many more games. They've milked. They've watered down the games, and they've upped the price. It's ridiculous.
Listen, as far as a format, there's nothing wrong with the format. I got on board with the format. As a tournament here in the United States, this whole thing is an abortion. It's what it is.
It's not good and unhealthy, and yeah,
it's bad. James, have you gotten enough off of your chest?
Let me take a look, because I actually wanted to bring up, I think, one other thing, and it had to do with Serie A specifically. Chelsea sacked their coach. 4 months, 5 consecutive defeats with 0 goals scored, so that's crazy. But for the coach, no goals scored, 5 games, damn, that'll do it. But I just a little bit visit to Statland real quick, because I always find stats interesting. EPL's closing down. You got Erling Haaland leading the league. Igor Thiago from Brentford, I think they're 9th, and that's the Brazilian player. 21 goals. Right after him, Antoine Semenyo, 15. João Pedro, another Brazilian, 14. And then Danny Welbeck. How about that? I highlight Danny Welbeck, Brighton Hove and Albion. How about that? Top 5 striker right now in EPL. Victor Goyorquez, Morgan Gibbs-White, Junior Krupi, and Hugo Ekiti, Ali Watkins. Bruno Fernandes, far and away, 18 assists. Next guy, 10 for Roman Shirkri for Man City. So that's crazy for Bruno. Jared Bowen with 8 for West Ham. Virgil van Dijk leading the league in passes. Now there's your Chicago Fire sign. You bring him in for 2 years. You let go of Mbokazi, bring in Virgil van Dijk. That's the guy who plays out the back for Greg.
I'd survive. I would not be mad about that. I would not be mad whatsoever.
I think he'd like Chicago.
But hold on. I have to say this. This cannot be right. Danny Welbeck had only 20 goals over 92 games with Manchester United.
Yeah,
Anyway,
he
I'm
did
sorry.
not produce.
Danny Welbeck has been a professional,
Right.
a professional EPL striker since 2008.
Yeah,
I would like you to
this
know
is why
that.
it's stunning to read him in the top 5 in 2026. This is nuts.
This
He's
is
35.
nuts.
35 years old. David Raya leading in clean sheets for EPL, and then Donnarumma, Manchester City, right behind him. Dean Henderson, Jordan Pickford, right up there too. No Americans cited.
Is there even any Americans playing in the Premier League? Oh, I guess Tyler Adams, and for what it's worth, I guess he had a pretty good season. I mean,
Tyler
it's not
Adams.
over.
What about Jedi?
Jedi was hurt almost all year. He's like still not playing full minutes, I don't think.
And so this is what I. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No.
And so so speaking of Jedi, I want to talk about one of his best buddies. Plays for AC Milan, Christian Pulisic, who's been kind of sputtering lately. Like, just the wheels have been spinning. 1 assist in his last. It looks like 15 games. Like, he's got 1 point he's contributed to in his last 15 plus games. He has been all out of sorts. Something has happened. He's not scoring goals. He's not assisting. Guess what? Still is like second on the team in goals scored somehow. Still one of the best players on the team. But something going on with Christian Pulisic right here before the World Cup. Hopefully he can figure that out and find his goal-scoring boots and his assist-scoring boots. So it's interesting to note that, because that's America's best player, and the hope's right with him, and it's looking bleak. The coach
it's looking real
in the field of flowers, and so are some of the players.
Christian Pulisic has taken a lot of shots on this podcast over the last 2 weeks.
I like Christian Pulisic a lot. I'm a big fan. Great guy, great player. His girlfriend though is taking shots though, right? That was funny.
Apparently she was like, I misunderstood, whatever. But it's whatever. Dude is unlikable to the max, and I think
the whole team. It's like, it's not just him. It's kind of the whole team.
Well, I mean,
and
there with a few exceptions. I will
maybe
say,
a few exceptions, but like, doesn't it seem like this? Like, none of these players, like, there's you want something to gravitate to, and they don't have to say much and be like, yeah, I work hard, I eat my Wheaties, and then it's like every one of them has something funky about them that you're just like that. It's literally, it's not political. It's just like that a person's like a normie is like, what?
Well, I mean, you can't overlook the fact that Christian Pulisic did that dumbass dance and hasn't scored since.
Dance is hilarious. Dance is hilarious. Who cares? Exactly.
No, it's not. Political. Stupid.
It's not political.
It immediately. You say that, but immediately made me be like.
You for that it fed into it, but there's other stuff. There's other stuff going on with Pulisic that makes it like you hear him in interviews, you hear his pompousness, you hear this entitledness, and like, yeah, you're the best American player, but like, hey, you still haven't won shit. Can you go do some shit? And then he wants it all handed to him, and it's a lot of these guys. Player. Yeah, it has nothing to do with his Trump dance, dude. It has nothing to do with his Trump dance. If anything, that's funny. He showed a little flavor. There's guys out there who do all that. I can tell you
that there's
a lot of people out there who show flavor, and that's fun that you show a little flavor. But like, the rest of his flavor it seems to be pretty sour.
I said it in no uncertain terms last week. Fuck. I mean, and that's like, no, seriously, you like, the national team is the place you're supposed to say that nonsense, and he brought it
exactly.
In.
It is.
No, but he brought it there
for everybody. It really should be. So I mean,
but he brought it in though, and he said no, guys. So he said no. I don't play for America. I play for a few people. That's what he said. So
America.
I hope they get
you're right. Because look at the American baseball team. The American baseball team.
They brought that shit in. Nobody likes them. Like
the American baseball team was super patriotic. They did not do it the way Christian Pulisic did it. They were just like, we support the troops. We are America. They did not bring in other stuff.
No,
They were
I'm
like,
telling you as a person
America.
I'm telling you as a person who loves sports, but could not give a shit about those competitions.
Yeah.
Given the chance to bring me in, they pushed me out.
Really?
So I'm telling you as the person who isn't already invested, that's not me. That's not my America. I don't give a shit. That's literally how it is. 100%. And
I think it's just like, that's the other thing is like social media takes these weird presentations and they're like, hey, we're going to make you feel one way about it. And then there's a million ways to feel about it. And it's kind of, it's so wild. It's just the amount, the power of the social media and the way the way we watch TV, the way we watch sports is, and literally me and you are sitting here on a podcast in 2026, where in 1996, nobody was thinking about doing this. There's people on the radio talking sports, but we're like, now we're like, hey, I'm going to be the guy on the radio.
No, don't. I will not stand here and have public access broadcast television like erasure.
Wayne's
no.
World. Wayne's World.
Exactly. Dude. All the stuff they wouldn't play on the radio. That was Sunday night at 11:30 p.m. on public access. They was playing death metal. Like, come on.
It's so different. Dude, you and I know, like, malls, nothing. Going to a mall today is nothing like it used to be going in, like, 2002, 1996, any of those years. Like, it is wild, the death of retail and what we're seeing around us, the ghosts of all these brick and mortar places.
Yeah, you say that, but Party City apparently is going to open up a bunch of stores again.
They're taking over. What is it? SeatGeek Stadium.
That's Spirit Halloween.
After the Bears move out, they're taking over Soldier Field. That's Spirit Halloween.
Oh, God. Everybody at work's all uptight about the Bears, and they all want them to stay. And I'm the one who lives here. I'm not paying for it.
Who cares? Like, you're gonna go to one game in the next 6 years, and you're gonna go and you're having a blast. Who the cares where they play? I stay at home. I watch the games or go to the bars. Like, we're not going to the fucking.
Then why not just have a centralized? Hold on. If that's the point. If it doesn't matter, then why not just have one centralized location where every team plays?
Where's the centralized location?
Who cares? It doesn't matter.
Indianapolis?
I mean, that's the thing. You said
Kansas City?
It doesn't matter if they're Gary. I can promise you this.
As long as they're close. And close is an hour away from all of us. Here's the thing. Going up to what's it called? To Arlington Heights, it's going to be an hour for a lot of people, hour and a half. Going to Indiana, it's going to be an hour and a half for a lot of people. Who cares? Whatever. It's going to be an hour and a half.
But you're
suck it up, Buttercup.
Who cares? Okay.
Suck it up, Buttercup. It's probably better to be in Arlington Heights in general.
If you think that somebody who has chosen to live in Chicago and or around will find it enjoyable to go to Indiana.
Indiana's not bad, dude. Indiana Dunes, kind of cool.
Yes, you're talking about a tourist
Hammond
location. Is what? What, James? What is Hammond?
Hammond is nicer than Gary. And I said something nice. So, about Hammond. But Indianapolis, not bad, but one good food place that only if you're rich, you're going to go to. One good food place. Indianapolis, great taxes, great for maybe like working in Chicago and getting Indiana tax breaks and not having to pay stupid, crazy Cook County, Chicago taxes. Maybe the one.
Oh, so just enjoy society, but not contribute to it.
What do you mean enjoy society?
So come to Chicago where there's actual things to do for work.
So every time,
enjoyment.
but Toke, every time those Indiana people do come to Chicago, they're going to be paying the Chicago taxes anyway. They go to Wrigley Field. You think they're going to be? They're not paying Indiana taxes on a Wrigley Field hot dog, dude. They're not paying Indiana taxes, right?
That is true.
So they'll still contribute. They'll find ways. So yeah, don't worry about. Don't worry about government's back pocket.
It's not about government's back pocket. It's about the whole existence of government was supposed to be. I don't know how to build a road. You don't know how to build a road. Somebody does. And when they do it, we all benefit.
It's
Dude,
true.
listen. Driving to Indiana to watch a football game, driving to the middle of nowhere by an oil refinery to watch a football game is a bourgeois decadence that I will not stand for. And,
Dude, how crazy it would be to be able to walk, dude. It'd be crazy to like live in one of those British neighborhoods, walk to your neighborhood soccer stadium, having a pint at the local.
That would have been my life had they
pub.
built that bitch.
The culture's so
Lincoln.
different though in there. Like you're not going to do that here. Maybe you'll do that in Wrigley if you live in Wrigley Field, but a lot of people take an Uber nowadays. Man, that's crazy too. Uber versus taxis. Remember, you had to hail a taxi before, and now you can just hail it digitally.
Yeah, I mean they both have their pros and cons.
Oh my God! I'm looking at Bundesliga stats, and I know we're wrapping down here. Everybody, make
We're
sure you guys
literally
look
already over.
Make sure you guys. Well, I'll copy this. Record this.
No, we're not really. I was just joking.
Okay, so make sure you guys look at that. Make sure you guys. We don't like the like button around here. Nobody does. So make sure you guys lick a envelope, and before you send it, put something in there you don't like. Maybe a dead fish, and then mail it off the like button. We don't. So anyway, Harry Kane, 32 goals. 32 goals out of 27 games played. He's playing lights out. Dennis Undav, the second best in EPL. Undav is from Germany, but Harry Kane playing lights out soccer. You got to give Britain a chance in this World Cup.
I mean, based on their roster, they should actually win the World Cup. But
this could be the one. And then here's the funny thing. That's been set up by a lot of the stuff that's been happening in the world of sports as far as U.S. versus Canada in like hockey. And now like U.S. is like, hey, we won one. And we're so pumped about it. We're so pumped. Because we did, it's Canada's sport. Hey, fuck, we're good too. And finally we won one. But here's the thing. How funny would it be if Britain won the World Cup on American soil?
But man, I don't know if I'm prepared for that level of shit.
I feel like the memes for that would pay for the World Cup alone.
God damn. Just the thought. You know what I haven't actually come to grips with? And maybe I am a hater. I just came to grips with the fact that someone has to win this World Cup. And
yes,
if it's Argentina, that's going to
Cup.
suck. If it's England, it's going to suck. If it's Spain, I don't know. If it's Spain, that'll be okay. I don't know. But
why Spain? Why do you think Spain okay? I guess you're right. Spain okay. France, yeah. I don't want Spain. France. I like Morocco. That'd be crazy. And I don't think it's gonna happen. But Morocco. I mean, does that kind of like a Leicester type thing?
What's gonna happen with Morocco?
Big underdog.
God, why can't I think of the team that beat them? Cameroon. Somebody's gonna beat them, and they're gonna get gifted the title 2 months later.
All right. Yeah, I might have had to throw a little fiver on England there too, because England and Brazil, I think, are two favorites. Too much pressure on France. Argentina, I don't think it's gonna. I kind of just don't think it's gonna happen. Brazil, dangerous.
The longer we talk, you're gonna put down another 5 on about 6 other teams.
I'm just thinking, you want to put it on the one who's gonna the win, right? And if you're a betting man, which you're not necessarily, but it's fun to do it every once in a while, but Brazil, England, 2 good bets. Spain, France, of course, they're the favorite. They're amongst the favorites. Argentina, I don't know if I see it as much as this year. What if I could see Portugal and Ronaldo doing something that could very well happen. Great team. You got one of the assist leaders. Plays for Manchester United.
I'll say this. I have a feeling where your real money is going to be is more than any other World Cup in our lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the NCAA tournament. You got to find that 12 seed. That's the one you got to find.
Yes,
it's because somebody is going to
And don't bet on the winner. Bet on to make the knockouts, right?
Yep. You're going to find there's going to be a team that's going to make the 2014 Costa Rica run. that you don't expect,
Yes.
or you got to find the one that like the smart people will know. That's where
Not
you're going to
financial
make your
advice.
money. Is that 512?
Don't bet to make money. Bet to have fun. That's my advice. That's my advice. Don't bet to make money. Bet to have fun. Unless you're
I mean, it's
too
fun.
damn good at it. But if
It's
you're too
fun to
damn good at it,
win.
you'll get absorbed into the bookies of the Vegas people. So
No, just Jaymes getting knocks on his door. Oh, that would be sad.
we heard you've been giving financial advice. I'm like, I swear. I swear, I only have losing bets. although I World Cup, I usually do okay. We past World Cups, we've done real well. One of the World Cup before this, bet I think $10 on Harry Kane to win Golden Boot. That was like $300. Well, bam.
Yeah, Harry Kane losing that first season at Bayern. That was so funny that now it's like, yeah, go ahead, Harry, win every trophy. I don't care now.
What about Tottenham going down? Do you think he sheds a tear?
Yes. Oh my God, Harry Kane.
He hurts.
Will shed a very dignified and solemn tear.
Do you think he's going to send them some money, like to help pay for some contracts?
Absolutely not.
So he's not a socialist.
Oh my God. Absolutely not. No, listen, and as much as I'm happy that they're going down, I will be the first one to root for them to bounce back and win the title. It's just more big teams need to go down.
And kick Man City to the curb.
Yeah,
Michael Olise. I got to look up this guy. Michael Olise.
Gosh darn point deduction is.
I got a player you've never heard of, and he's leading Bundesliga in assists. His name is Michael Olise. Plays for Bayern Munich.
I have heard of him, and that's because I had played FIFA earlier this year.
Luis Diaz from Colombia, second in assists, also plays for Bayern Munich. Luis Diaz with 15 goals. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 15 goals and 13 assists. Very prolific.
You know what's funny? We got through this whole episode, and the Fire played Evander, and he scored a goal, and I didn't even mention it until now.
Oh, is he going to be making the World Cup team?
There's no way. I mean, I love Evander as if he were my cousin, but dude is not good enough to play for Brazil in the World Cup. I'm sorry.
I got some names to look out for too. You got Fares Shaibi, plays for Eintracht, Algerian. Fares Shaibi, 9th in assists, plays for Eintracht Frankfurt. Serhu Garassi plays for Dortmund. He's Guinea, plays for Guinea. And then Andre Kramaric, who's like, if you played FIFA 5 years ago, you'd pick up Andre Kramaric. Great play. Right now, Croatian and 12th, 5th in goals in Bundesliga. So very, very cool. I'd just like to know some of these names going to the World Cup because then they pop off. You're like, okay, now I know. Romano Schmid from Austria. Okay, that makes sense.
Listen, Jaymes, despite my insane ramblings the last year about it.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend we're not going to do there's not going to be some sort of Enemies of the Fire episode every single day of the World Cup.
I mean, there's going to be quite a few.
Oh man, we're gonna lose it. It's gonna go crazy. And
have you ever heard of Esteban? Have you ever heard of Esteban? Esteban Lapal leads French League One scoring with 17 goals. He's so in right now. He plays for Stade Rennais.
Dude, James, we have to get out of here, my man.
All right. Mason Greenwood, 15 goals for Marseille. Oh, I shouldn't have mentioned the name. Adrian Thomason, France. I just want to see some names. Ludovic Ajorque, French. Matthew Udall, French. A lot of French leading French stats here.
A lot of French guys
all
in
the other
French
leagues. Unlike the other leagues where we're seeing a lot of, foreign talent.
A lot of French guys, man.
They could field 4 teams and maybe it'd be interesting. Like,
oh Oh God, yeah, it would be fun to have. See, you know, if you really want to see if you really want to see Italy play, we need an NIT version of the World Cup,
Oh, that'd be crazy.
like a 16 team, 4 groups of 4, top 2 in each group.
Dude. All right, we got to go talk to some people and make some deals because I think you just made us a million. You just made this podcast a millionaire because that's a great little idea. Where is the NIT? Where Italy could be in this World Cup, and maybe a few of these other teams like Nigeria or some of the other people who got Italy'd are in this World Cup, and it's just something fun that they could play in.
I mean, like, let's give Uzbekistan something to really work for.
And
I mean, you laugh, but they were close, you know? Like,
oh, that's right. Okay, yeah.
So
Mongolian Counter-Strike has been doing really well.
Oh my God, Jaymes, I can't believe we went so far over. If anyone is still watching this is A, congratulations. B, I don't know how much I'm going to edit. C, we're definitely going to put some of these out as like different videos. The best part is I left this thing recording the whole time. So we're at 2. So who knows how long we actually have of content.
Well, have fun. Make sure you guys forget to send the like button a Christmas card, and we will see you guys next time here.
And just real quick announcement: next time, will be Friday instead of Thursday because the U.S. Open Cup game is on a Wednesday.
And so we'll cover that.
Yes, unless people who don't go do an episode, then no. But I don't know. Anyway, we love you.
And always remember, follow us on Twitter at Enemies of the Fire on Twitter. We'd love to hear you if you got thoughts, if you got questions, if you want to tweet at us, let us or have us talk about something. Love to hear it. Love to read your comments. Also, would love to hear your inserts for maybe your 2 suggestions of Fire players that could potentially come over during this next window. That'd be awesome. Who's your World Cup winner? Who's your World Cup favorites? Make an argument, make a case. Love to read it. Maybe we'll read it out next episode here on Enemies of the Fire. And make sure you light that like button on fire before you send us off. We'll see you guys next time. Later.
Chicago, thank you for coming out tonight. Let's keep that shit popping. This one's called Out of the Loser.